And India, we know, has many partners in geopolitics. Nowadays, there's also talk of alliances. But who does India count as its friend? It's a short list, and Russia is right on top. The relationship has ticked every box. Historical ties, check. Defense exchanges, check. Personal chemistry between the leaders, check. Cultural ties, check. As Prime Minister Modi said at the Eastern Economic Forum, this relationship is time-tested. It has remained stable through 7 decades. Stable, but not unchanged. During the Soviet days, the equation was quite different. The USSR was the all-conquering superpower. India was the young, inexperienced democracy. India needed the Soviet Union for diplomatic clout, for weapons, for space science. It was clear who dictated this relationship. Cut to 2021 and things have changed. India has more partners than rivals. India is a sure-footed democracy, also the fastest growing emerging economy with an impressive military. The last couple of decades have been good for India. For Russia, not so much. Just look at the numbers. In 2004, Russia's GDP was growing at 7.18%. In 2020, it was minus 2.95%. That's a big drop in less than 20 years. Today, Russia's economy is ranked 11th in the world. India ranks 6th. Same story with hard power. Russian military is not the Soviet military. The Americans now consider Russia to be a disruptor, not a systemic threat like China. So how does Moscow continue to dominate public discourse? Thanks to this man, Russian President Vladimir Putin. He's a wily operator. He knows exactly which buttons to push. Take Syria, for instance. The Russian intervention changed the tide of the war in Syria, and Vladimir Putin now has a forever friend in West Asia. He's doing something similar with India. There is no war here, but these are two countries on opposite trajectories. India is a rising global power and Russia is a waning regional power. Clearly, Moscow needs New Delhi more and not the other way around. This visit is an indication of that significance. Putin wants to charm India. Just think about it. India is closer than ever to the United States, Russia's biggest rival. The Quad is zoning in on China, Russia's prospective ally. And yet Russia is investing in India. And I'm not talking about the defense deals or the arms manufacturing. I'm talking about political investments, the ones that Putin is making. President Putin did not attend the G20 summit earlier this year. He did not attend the COP26 either. But in the middle of a massive standoff in Ukraine, he lands in India. Russia is at loggerheads with Europe over gas. Russia is battling its worst COVID wave, 75,000 deaths in October. Russia has amassed 100,000 soldiers on its border with Ukraine and is exchanging threats with the US. It is a critical time for President Vladimir Putin, and yet he flies down to India. Like I said, the sum of this visit is bigger than its parts, bigger than its defense deals too. And here too, the equation has changed in the area of defense. Since 2018, India and Russia have signed military deals worth $15 billion. India is Russia's biggest defense market, always has been. But at the same time, New Delhi is diversifying. It is looking at new options. Why is India doing that? It's always better to hedge your bets. For starters, dealing with Russia could mean US sanctions too. It may not happen this time with the S-400, but the threat remains. Remember, the US has sanctioned Turkey for buying Russian weapons, and Turkey is a NATO ally. Secondly, India sees itself as an arms maker in the long run, a self-reliant producer, not a serial buyer. And again, that's bad news for Russia. The bottom line is this: Russia needs the Indian arms market. In the last century, India, despite its policy of non-alignment, was guided by Soviet diplomatic clout. Today, an increasingly isolated Russia needs India's endorsement. And for that, Putin is making some big concessions. On China, for instance, Russia's weapons will balance things along the line of actual control, the border between India and China. China has already deployed the S-400 missiles near Ladakh. By next year, India will have the same missiles. There is a delicate power play unfolding here. Right now, Russia and China are partners, not friends. Partners. What unites them is hatred for the United States, and such relationships do not last. Let me tell you about the big differences. Central Asia is one. China wants to expand its Belt and Road into Central Asia, but this has always been Russia's backyard. President Putin will not be happy about the Chinese interference. He sees Beijing as a tool to counter America, nothing more. But today's China sees itself as the center of the world. It has its set of issues with Russia. The Russia-China partnership does not hurt India yet. As long as Russia does not take sides in the conflict with China, this equation works for India. It's like getting the best of both the worlds. How many countries can claim to have a strategic partnership with both Russia and the US? Only one, India. You may think it's a dangerous tightrope to walk, but it's actually a reflection of India's significance. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.